Hi dear students, with this presentation we will be starting our third module. The third module consists of various topics: environmental management standards, ISO 14001 2015 framework and its benefits. That is the first topic to be covered. Then comes scope and goal of life cycle analysis, followed by circular economy. Then comes biomimicking, and followed by environmental impact assessment, and finally industrial ecology and industrial symbiosis. So these are all the topics to be covered in this third module. Now moving to our first topic, that is environmental management standards, ISO 14001 2015. So before moving to that particular topic, we must have a basic idea about what is ISO. The name ISO, that word you might have heard, and it stands for the International Organization for Standardization. So actually, for the products as well as the various processes of an organization, there will be some standards set by an organization which is accepted in the international level, comprising of various participants from the various countries. So this organization is simply known as International Organization for Standardization. So of course this organization consists of the experts from various countries. Okay, so International Organization for Standardization is an international standard setting body composed of representatives from various national standards organizations. Actually, it is founded on 23 February 1947. Before that also the same organization was there, but in another name. So it came into existence as ISO on 23rd February 1947. The organization promotes worldwide proprietary industrial and commercial standards. That is the main aim of this organization. So they will be setting some standards, and certificates are awarded those who are following that standards. Okay, so the various examples for ISO standards are ISO 9001 2015. It is related to quality management systems, and ISO 14001 2015, it is related to environmental management system. Of course, that is our topic to study. And ISO 50001 2018 related to energy management, and ISO 26000 2010 is related to social responsibility. So various such ISO standards are there. The pattern of the representing pattern of the standard is same. You can see the initial ISO stands for International Organization for Standardization, and followed by some letters like 9001, 14001, 50001, like that. That number appearing after ISO classifies the standards. So that number specifies the which type of standard it is. See, 9000 range, it is coming as quality management system, and 50,000 is for energy management, like this. Okay, so the next number followed by the ISO stands for the which type of standard it is, and the year followed by 2000, that one, that is 2015, 2018, 2010, like that. That final number in ISO certification refers to the version of the standard that's being met, and it is represented by the calendar year those standards were launched. So actually that final number represents in which year it is actually being launched. Actually ISO 14000 is established in 2004 itself, but of course as the year goes on, some additions will be there along with this one. So standards are being added with various numbers. So like 14,001, 14,006, something like that will be added every year based on the new standards being implemented. Okay, so like that in 2015 it is the latest version, that is ISO 14001 2015 version is the latest one related to the environmental management system. Okay, so coming to our topic, that is ISO 14001 2015. It specifies the requirement for an environmental management system that an organization can use to enhance its environmental performance. So this standard is actually related to the environmental performance. So every organization is supposed to do something related to the environment, or they have the responsibility to keep the environment as such. So they will have to plan something in the management level. That is what is known as that standard is known as ISO 14001 2015 standard. Okay, so it specifies the requirement for an environment management system that an organization can use to enhance its environmental performance. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ഒരു സിസ്റ്റം യൂസ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട്, അതായത് എല്ലാ ഓർഗനൈസേഷനും അവരുടേതായ ഒരു മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ് സിസ്റ്റം അവർ ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യണം. അതിൻ്റെ മെയിൻ എയിം എന്താണ്? എൻവയോൺമെൻറ്റൽ പെർഫോമൻസിനെ എൻഹാൻസ് ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. So definitely now you will be having a confusion that what is environment management system. Anyway, we will be discussing that topic in a upcoming slides, but as an introduction, environmental management system, simply it is known as EMS, is a systematic framework to manage the immediate and long-term environmental impact of an organization's products, services and processes. So all these will have the environmental impact. See, for an example, a product which is having some chemicals, after demolishing it will be polluting the environment. So we'll be studying in this environmental management system, they will be analyzing what will be the end effect of that product. So starting from the raw material side, they will be analyzing, and till the end of the product, that is how it is disposed, even that part is also included in the environmental management system, the study of the environmental management system. That is what is simply known as that is our second topic, that is life cycle analysis. Okay, anyway, so each environmental management system is a systematic framework to manage the immediate and long-term environmental impact of an organization's product, services and processes by completing ISO 14001 certification. If a company is getting an ISO 14001 certification, then that means that organization assures the stakeholders that your environmental management system meets international industry specific environmental standards. That is the meaning of that certification. So actually it is certification is not given for a particular product. This is given for the environmental management system or the policies implemented by a particular organization to help the environment. Okay, ISO 14001 2015 is intended for use by an organization seeking to manage its environmental responsibilities in a systematic manner that contribute to the environmental pillar of the sustainability. So by doing every organization, by doing its environmental responsibilities, actually it is contributing towards the pillar of the environmental pillar of the sustainability. So every organization must act like this. So all the organization is supposed to go for the this particular um, certificate. Okay, so ISO 14001 2015 helps an organization to achieve the intended outcomes of the environmental management system, which provide value for the environment, the organization itself and interested parties. Okay, it's a management standard. Actually, I have already told ISO 14001 is related to management standards. It is not performance or product standards. Actually, it is not related to performance or product standards. You will be familiar with the quality standards. See, BAS 916 BAS Hallmark Gold, that is related to gold. That shows the quality of the gold. Okay, that's product. Actually, it is related to product standard. BAS means Bureau of Indian Standards. So Indian government is providing some quality standards. If a particular organization is meeting that standard, means the product of that organization is assured of that of within that quality. That is the meaning. Similarly here, actually this ISO 14001 is not related to product quality. Actually it is related to management standards. The policies of the management is being rated with this certification. So if a company is having ISO 14001 certification, means that is highly committed towards the environment, and they are not doing much impact on the environment. They are very much keen about the pollution aspects and all, and they are doing a lot of things to reduce the pollution and to protect the environment. That is the meaning of ISO 14001 certificate. So actually by getting this certificate, no one is having any credit, but of course the company will have some value among the people. So the even if the product price is little high, then also due to that environmental impact, people will choose that particular product. That is the advantage the company is looking for. Okay, so here it comes. ISO 14001 2015 helps an organization achieve the intended outcomes of its environmental management system, which provide value for the environment. So actually this is providing value for the environment, the organization itself and interested parties. So many are there interested in the such companies, those who are having ISO 14001 certification. The people sometimes may due to the since they love the atmosphere or the environment, so they will be ready to pay more for the such companies products. Even though the price is high, they will buy the products. That is the ultimate advantage they are having. ISO 14001 environmental certification provides a framework for the organization to. So actually, by getting the ISO 14000 certification, what they intend is to minimize their environmental footprint. By introducing this one or trying to get the ISO certification, they will be organization will be minimizing their environmental footprint or the pollution to the atmosphere, diminish the risk of pollution incidents, then provide operational improvements. So by implementing these environmental standards, they are actually improving their own operations. Okay, so even sometimes, for an example, by recirculating and all, or by minimizing the resources, sometimes the efficiency of the system is improved. Okay, so like that, various impact will be there. So anyway, the indirectly the organization is also getting benefited by implementing ISO 14001. Then comes ensures compliance with the relevant environmental legislations and develop their business in a sustainable manner. These are all the the companies are getting from going for the ISO 14001 certification. Now ISO 14000 entails 5 aspects. They are mainly concentrating on, by getting or going for ISO 14000 certification, they are mainly concentrating on all these 5 aspects. They are, first one is environmental management system. So they will be very keen to develop their own environmental management system. Okay, so that they can manage their own processes or things whatever happening within the organization, so that environmental effect can be reduced. So that is what is meant by environmental management system. Then comes environmental auditing and related investigations. So they will be continuously they will be auditing or looking after the whatever process is happening inside the organization, and investigations are continuously doing, and they will find out where the faults are coming, and they will try to rectify the fault also. Okay, so then comes environmental labels and declarations. So once they are achieving a particular aim or goal, they will be declaring all these things. That means that label can be used by that organization. Then comes the environmental performance evaluation. So every quarter of a year they will be doing environmental performance evaluation, how the organization working. They will be conducting studies, how their product is what about the effect of their product on the environment, how by implementing all these new things, how they are reducing the, actually if there any effect is there or not, that all studies they are conducting. That is what is meant by environmental performance evaluation. Okay, so by conducting the studies, they can come to a conclusion that, see, for an example, if a particular company's organization is expelling 1 ton of CO2 in a year, by introducing environmental management system, they can reduce it to 0.5 ton per year. Then that means it is successfully working. So that is what is by study only we can conclude that one. That is what is known as environmental performance evaluation. Finally comes the life cycle analysis and terms and definitions. This is a separate topic, or the second topic that we have to study. In this one, what they are doing is they will be studying about a product life cycle, starting from the raw material to the depth of that particular product after the use, what is it is being used for. That even that also is they are planning in a life cycle analysis. ഒരു ഇപ്പോൾ ഒരു സിമ്പിളായിട്ട് പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, ഒരു ഡ്രസ്സ്, ഒരു പേപ്പറിൻ്റെ കേസാണെങ്കിൽ, പേപ്പർ ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത് എവിടെ നിന്നാണോ അവിടെ നിന്ന് തുടങ്ങിയിട്ട് പേപ്പർ നമ്മൾ ഉപയോഗം കഴിഞ്ഞ ശേഷം നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നു, അത് എൻവയോൺമെൻറ്റിനെ ബാധിക്കാത്ത രീതിയിൽ എന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, അതുവരെ പഠിക്കുന്നതിനാണ് എന്താണ് ലൈഫ് സൈക്കിൾ അനാലിസിസ്. എൻ്റയർ ലൈഫ് സൈക്കിൾ സ്റ്റാർട്ടിങ് ഫ്രം ദ ബർത്ത് ടു ഡെത്ത്. ഓക്കെ, അതെങ്ങനെ ഡിസ്പോസ് ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളത് വരെ ആ ഒരു അനാലിസിസ് വരും. സോ ഓൾ ദീസ് ഫാക്ടേഴ്സ് ആർ ടു ബി considered by while doing the ISO 14000 certificate. So all these five aspects contributes to the ISO 14000. All these are met means we will get the ISO 14000 certification. Now the processes happening or the principles of ISO 14000 is shown in this figure. So every company they will have their own environmental policy. So it depends on environmental policy, depends on the company to company or organization to organization. That may be different from organization to organization. So every organization is having an environmental policy. Now to meet that environmental policy, they will be planning something. So once it is planned in a well planned programs are now it is to be executed. So then comes the implementation and operation. So whatever they have planned is implemented in the third stage. Then once it is implemented, they will be checking and corrective action. They will be studying about this end effect of the implementation. So whether actually during planning they will have some aim. So after implementation they will be checking whether that aim is met or not. So if it is not met means they will be checking where went wrong, and they will be doing the corrective action. That is what is taking place in this stage, checking and corrective action. Then comes management review. So once it is corrected means it is going for the management review. Even if it is not corrected, then also it will be going to the management review. So in the management review they will be, the top authorities of the management will be discussing about the actual what about the end effect of the uh, process they have implemented, whether it is working properly. So if it is not working properly, then they will be going another environmental policy. If it is working properly, then they will formulate another environmental policy, and this thing is happening in a cyclic manner. Okay, so in each and every stage there can be a backfire also. See, checking and correction action, if something is went wrong means they will check it and find the correction. So if to do the correction, then again management review is required. After management review they will suggest something else that is contributed towards the environmental policy. So environmental policy is changing. So depending year, each year they will have their own environmental policies, and it will be changing every year. So finally, ultimately they will be moving towards the sustainability. That is the meaning of ISO 14000. Okay. Now coming to the important one, that is environment management system. You can expect a question from this area, I think so. So environmental management system is a management structure that allows an organization to assess and control the environmental impact of its activities, products or services. So actually environment management system is a management structure that allows organization to assess. So every organization will be implementing lot of plans to protect our environment. So by implementing that environmental management systems, whether it is met or not, that they want to assess. So that tool to analyze this one is what is this effect of their product or activity or services into the environment. ദാറ്റ് സിസ്റ്റം ഈസ് നോൺ ആസ് ദി എൻവയോൺമെൻറ്റ്സ്. അതായത് നമ്മളൊരു ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ സംബന്ധിച്ച് ഒരു പ്രൊഡക്റ്റോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അവരുടെ പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് എൻവയോൺമെൻറ്റിൽ എന്താണ് എഫക്റ്റ് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അവരുടെ ആക്ടിവിറ്റി ഒരു എൻവയോൺമെൻറ്റിൽ എന്ത് എഫക്റ്റ് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അവർ കൊടുക്കുന്ന ഒരു സർവീസസ് എൻവയോൺമെൻറ്റിൽ എന്ത് എഫക്റ്റാണ് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത് എന്ന് പഠിക്കുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് അവരുണ്ടാക്കിയിരിക്കുന്ന സിസ്റ്റത്തിനാണ് എന്ത് പറയുന്നത് എൻവയോൺമെൻറ്റ് മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ് സിസ്റ്റം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. നമ്മളിപ്പം കോളേജിലെടുക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് കോളേജ് മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ് CMS എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നിങ്ങൾ അതിലാണല്ലോ എല്ലാം അറ്റൻഡൻസും കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ എൻ്റർ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അതുപോലെയുള്ള എന്താണ് കോളേജ് ലെവലിലുള്ള ഫംഗ്ഷൻസ് പ്രോപ്പറായിട്ട് നടക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് കോളേജ് ലെവലിൽ ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്ന സിസ്റ്റമാണ് കോളേജ് മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ് സിസ്റ്റം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. അതുപോലെ ഓരോ ഓർഗനൈസേഷനും അവരുടെ പ്രൊഡക്റ്റിനെ കൊണ്ട് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അവരുടെ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസിനെ കൊണ്ട് എൻവയോൺമെൻറ്റിൽ എന്ത് എഫക്റ്റാണ് ഉണ്ടാകുന്നത്, എന്ത് ഇമ്പാക്റ്റാണ് ഉണ്ടാകുന്നതിൽ പഠിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് അവരുണ്ടാക്കിയിരിക്കുന്ന ടൂളാണ് എൻവയോൺമെൻറ്റൽ മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ് സിസ്റ്റം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, സോ ആക്ച്വലി ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് എ സ്ട്രക്ചർ or the tool comprising of the top management. Okay, so actually purely it is management level, nothing to do with the product and all. That's why ISO 14000 is certified for the not for the product, it is actually for the services. So EMS is a framework that helps an organization achieve its environmental goals through consistent review, evaluation and improvement of the environmental performance. So by consistent review, evaluation and improvement of the environmental performance, they are moving towards the sustainability. So EMS is the framework, actually environment management system is the framework to achieve the goal related to the environment policy. Okay, so the EMS itself does not dictate a level of environmental performance that must be achieved. Each organization EMS is tailored to its own individual objectives and targets. See, each organization will have their own objectives and targets related to environment. So each organization's environmental management system will be different from other organizations, but ultimately the aim is to protect our environment. So EMS includes the following. These are the various things to be included in the environment management systems, or these steps will make the system work. Okay, so reviewing the first thing to be done is reviewing the organization's environmental goals. First we will review the organization's environmental goals. So our aim is to achieve these goals. So analyzing its environmental impact and legal requirements. So next step is they will be analyzing the environmental impacts and legal requirements, how the product or process or the activities affecting the environment. They will study about this one. So that is what is analyzing. Then setting environmental objectives and targets to reduce the environmental impact and comply with the legal requirements. So once they studied about, they will have the idea about what are the impacts that particular organization is on the environment. So they will set some objectives to reduce that impact on the environment. That is what is the third step, that is setting environmental objectives and targets to reduce the environmental impact. Then comes establishing program to meet these objectives and targets. So they will be setting some goals. Actually they will be studying about the impact, then they will set some goals. So in order to achieve that goal, they have to they will be establishing programs to meet that objectives and goals. So they have to implement some programs. Okay, then comes monitoring and measuring progress in the achieving the objectives. Once the program is established, then continuous monitoring is required. So they will be monitoring and measuring the progress in each achieving the objective, whether it is achieved or not, that they will monitor. So ensuring employees environmental awareness and competence, and reviewing progress of the EMS and making improvements. So it is a continuous process. Actually they will be setting some goals. So reviewing organization environmental goals that they will do. Then comes the analysis of the what about the impact of their product on the environment, that they will do. After that, based on that impact, they will be setting some objectives. So then comes the establishment of the programs to meet that objectives. So once program is established, they have to monitor it continuously. So monitoring is to be take place. Then comes reviewing the progress, so how it is moving forward. So it is actually cyclic process. Okay, so that are all these steps to be done in the environment management system, or all these comprises the environment management system. Now coming to the benefits of ISO 14000 and 2015. First one is identify cost savings with greater emphasis on resource waste and energy management. So actually our emphasis is on the resource waste and energy management. So by doing effective resource management, waste management, as well as energy management, we are having some cost savings. So unnecessary cost is reduced here. So actually it is a saving for the organization. So identify cost savings with greater emphasis on the resource waste management and energy management. So by going for the ISO 14001 certification, we can clearly identify the cost saving methods. Okay, then comes the develop corporate image and credibility. So once they are getting ISO certified, means they will have the corporate image. മറ്റുള്ള കമ്പനികളുമായിട്ട് കമ്പയർ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ അവർക്കൊരു എക്സ്ട്രാ നല്ല കമ്പനിയാണെന്നുള്ളൊരു പേര് വരും. ഓക്കെ, ഡെവലപ്പ് കോർപ്പറേറ്റ് ഇമേജ് ആൻഡ് ക്രെഡിബിലിറ്റി. ഓഫ് കോഴ്സ് ദർ വിൽ ബി ക്രെഡിബിലിറ്റി among the people. Then comes quantify, monitor and control the impact of operations on the environment now and in the future. So they will be continuously monitoring and controlling the impact of the operations on the environment. They are very keen about their company products and processes, how it is affecting the environment. So they will be continuously monitoring, and steps are being taken to avoid the environmental degradation. Okay, then comes the ensure legislative awareness and compliance. That is the another benefits. Then improve environmental performance of supply chain, and protect the company assets, shareholders and directors. That is another benefit of the ISO 14001 certification. Then comes potentially decrease public liability insurance costs for your organization. That is the another benefit of going for ISO 14000 certification. Grow your access to business partners and potential customers. These are all the benefits related to ISO 14001 and 2015. Coming to the important series that is coming under ISO 14000 series are ISO 14001 is environment management system specification with guidance for use. 14004 stands for environment management guidelines on environment management principles, systems and techniques. ISO 14010 stands for guidelines for environmental auditing. ISO 14012 qualification criteria for environmental auditors. So like this various things, standards are there related to environmental management system. All these are commonly known as ISO 14000 series. Okay, so that's all about ISO 14001 2015 certification.